Meditation and sleep are complementary. Namaste, my friends. Welcome back to Meditation and Prayer. I am Vikram Singh Basati. Look at the sky. When a bird flies, what do you see? Two wings, flapping not in opposition but in perfect rhythm. One lifts, the other follows. If one wing beats too hard, the bird spirals. If one stops, the bird crashes. We are going to look at two states of human consciousness that most people believe are opposites. We think of sleep as switching off, and we think of meditation as turning up. Meditation and sleep are not rivals. They are not even partners. They are the exact same bird. Meditation and sleep are two wings of the same bird. We are going to dissect the science of why learning to meditate deeply will fix your sleep and why deep sleep is the hidden engine behind a powerful meditation practice. Let's unfold these two wings. The default mode network, the wandering mind. Let's start with the problem. Why do we struggle to sit still? Science points to a villain inside your brain. It is called the default mode network. Think of the default mode network as your brain's idle engine. When you are not actively focused on a task, when you are chopping vegetables, walking to the car, or lying in bed, the default mode network fires up. What does it do? It tells stories. It is the voice that says, I should have said this, or what if they leave me? Here is the cruel trick of biology. At night, when you try to sleep, your body is tired. But the default mode network says, finally, quiet. Now I can process all 50,000 thoughts from the day. That is insomnia. That is the default mode network refusing to shut its mouth. Now, enter wing number one, meditation. When you sit to meditate, let's say you focus on the breath at the tip of your nose, you are doing something violent to the default mode network. You are withdrawing the fuel. Experienced meditators actually deactivate the default mode network while they are meditating. But more importantly, the default mode network stays quiet after they stop meditating. This is neuroplasticity. Meditation is a scalpel. It cuts the links between random thoughts and emotional panic. When the default mode network is quiet, you are not thinking less, you are attaching less. And here's the magic transfer. When you go to bed at night with a trained mind, the default mode network tries to rev up, but you have built a new muscle. You watch the thought like a cloud. You don't chase it. The default mode network starves, and sleep comes. Meditation is the wing that calms the pilot. Sleep is the wing that rests the plane. The glymphatic system cleaning the brain. But let us look at the second wing, sleep. Most people think sleep is just to feel less tired. Biologically, that is like saying a heart beats just to make a thumping sound. The glymphatic system. This is a waste clearance pathway in your brain. During waking hours, your neurons fire furiously. They produce metabolic waste. Here's the catch. The glymphatic system only turns on during non-REM deep sleep stage 3. That is the heavy, dreamless sleep. At that moment, your brain cells shrink by 60%. The fluid between them flushes out like a pressure washer, carrying the toxins away. Now, here is the question for the meditator. What if you cannot reach deep sleep? This is where the bird connects. Chronic stress, high cortisol, and a racing default mode network. The things meditation fixes are the exact things that lock your brain in light sleep. If you are hyper-aroused, you never get to stage 3, toxins build up, you wake up groggy. But a person who meditates daily has lower cortisol baseline. Their nervous system is primed for deep rest. When they hit the pillow, they slide through the stages faster. They spend more time in that restorative fluid washing deep sleep. So sleep cleans the physical brain. But meditation unlocks the door to let the cleaner inside. Sleep is the wing of restoration. Meditation is the wing of access. The bridge, yoga nidra, the space between. Now, you might ask me, is sleep better than meditation? Or meditation better than sleep? You are missing the point. There is a third state. The bird has a heart, not just wings. In the yoga tradition, we call it yoga nidra. In sleep science, they call it the hypnagogic state, the threshold between wakefulness and sleep. This is the golden zone. Let me describe the brainwaves. Beta 1430 hertz, you awake, working, stressed. Alpha 813 hertz, you meditating, calm, eyes closed. Theta 4 to 7 hertz, the hypnagogic state, lucid dreams, deep intuition. This is where healing happens. Delta 0.5 to 3 hertz, deep dreamless sleep. Most people jump from alpha meditation directly to delta and lose awareness, or they stay in beta anxiety all night. But a trained meditator learns to rest in theta. This is the wing flap. You are asleep enough to heal, but awake enough to witness. Just 20 minutes of yoga nidra reduced beta amyloid proteins almost as effectively as 90 minutes of sleep, because it triggers the same lymphatic flush without full unconsciousness. Do you see the miracle? The bird flaps its right wing sleep to clean the gutters. It flaps its left wing meditation to stay conscious. But when both flap together, you become the pilot who can sleep while awake. This is why the great sages said, sleep is the poor man's meditation. If you cannot sit for an hour, sleep well. And if you cannot sleep, meditate, because they are the same river, just different currents. The data. What the EEG shows. Let me get slightly technical, but stay with me. It is beautiful. Study 1. Harvard researchers looked at insomniacs. Half took a sleep hygiene class. Half did mindfulness-based stress reduction for 8 weeks. The meditation group took less time to fall asleep and stayed asleep longer without medication. Why? Because they stopped efforting to sleep. Trying to sleep is a beta wave activity. Meditation taught them to surrender. Study 2. The military. Soldiers with post-traumatic stress disorder have broken sleep. They wake up screaming because the amygdala, the fear center, is on fire. After 8 weeks of transcendental meditation, 87% reduced their post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms. They reduced their sleep medication. The meditation calmed the amygdala, which allowed the thalamus, the sleep switch, to function. Study 3. Monks. Tibetan monks were asked to meditate all night instead of sleeping. In the morning, their cognitive performance was equal to a full night's sleep. Now, I am not telling you to replace sleep with meditation. That is dangerous. But it proves the overlap. Both states produce slow wave oscillations in the prefrontal cortex. Both increase GABA, the brain's natural tranquilizer. What is the conclusion? The bird is symmetrical. If you damage one wing, the other wing tries to carry the load. A person with insomnia can heal slightly with meditation. A person with attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, who cannot meditate, can heal slightly with a nap. But to fly, to really soar as a human being, you need both. Practical wisdom, the nightly ritual. So you might say, stop the poetry, give me the practice. Here is the meditation and prayer protocol for tonight. It is 2 minutes. Do not lie in bed and try to meditate. Do not sit on a cushion and try to fall asleep. That is forcing the wings to swap places. Instead, use the bridge. Step 1, 7 minutes before bed. Sit on the edge of your bed, back straight. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Then, mentally scan your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. This is the body scan meditation. It lowers cortisol. Step 2, lying down. Lie on your back. Place your hands on your belly. As you inhale, feel the belly rise. As you exhale, feel it fall. But here is the secret count. Only the exhale. Exhale 1, exhale 2, up to 10. If you lose count, start over. This locks the default mode network. Step 3, the surrender. Say out loud softly, I do not need to sleep. I am just resting here. Sleep is a guest. If it comes, welcome. If it does not, rest is still healing. This removes performance anxiety. When you drop the demand for sleep, the body often finally gives it to you. Because sleep is a surrender, not a conquest. And if you never fall asleep, you have just done yoga nidra for 8 hours. You will wake up tired, but less tired than if you had fought it, because the other wing meditation caught you. Closing the invitation. Look at the bird. Its left wing is mindfulness. Its right wing is deep rest. The spine of the bird is your awareness. You need sleep to clean the brain. You need meditation to master the mind. Let the sleep come when it is ready. To the person who sits to meditate but feels nothing because he's exhausted, you are not failing. Go to sleep. You are cleaning the canvas so the art can appear tomorrow. Namaste, my friends. This is Vikram Singh Basati from Meditation and Prayer.